tongue-tied nuts, words that I lost, and the one I found. When you turn around, I found you.
I'm from the East Coast, you know, and arts were really a big thing growing up. So one of my music teachers actually had original compositions that he would have students make. Like, they would write songs, you know, in second and third grade, and then he'd have a compilation at the end of every year. And so my first kind of experiences were trying to get on that as a really little kid, and I didn't make it. And I think, honestly, if I did get on it, I probably would have stopped. But there's something about the fact that, you know, I was working so hard and it didn't end up getting on that compilation. I was like, man, I've got to keep working on this. And so it's been just a steady thing where music, I've been surrounded by music my whole life. So my mother's a music teacher, she was an educator. I'm not sure if we could afford daycare, but I guess my mother chose not to. So at an early age, from probably 2 to 4, I would be in the classroom with my mom sometimes when she'd teach like an entire day. And so I just love music, I've always loved it.
Lost in a daze, caught in this maze.
Well, I had a pretty musical family, actually, coming from both sides, and I always had loved music, but growing up it was more of the enjoyment of listening to it, and then I really started to appreciate it more as I got into my late teens, and just, I don't know what it was initially that sparked it, but something happened where it was just like, you know, music was all that really mattered.
I played in a pop band for 10 years. It's really, it's kind of like, it was probably the most undramatic, like, dissolve of a band I've ever had. I think over time you know, get a little bit more artistic. You kind of, your tastes changed. I called up, you know, a good friend of mine, Joshua James, and I knew that me and him have been talking about producing for a while. And so I went into the studio. I did one weekend where we did 3 songs, and it was me on the mic and guitar playing live these songs that I had worked on for the last few years. And he just took his band and kind of created this whole other approach to songs that were written the same way that I always did. I sang them the same, I played them the same, but they just had this different sonic quality. So I ended up really scared at first, like frightened by what I was listening to, because I'm like, oh man, I'm gonna freak everybody out. And it ended up that it just took a little bit of time, and then I eventually got so comfortable with how it was that I actually went back and wrote like 6 or 7 more songs that really fit what we had done that random weekend, and a year later I finished the record.
John had recorded the record before the band had been put together, and I was working at a recording studio, and he stopped by to show us, and it was like instant, I don't know what the word is, but it was awesome. And so that's what sparked my interest, and then I was lucky enough to be able to join once he did form a band.
The name comes from the reference of a lyric that says, I can't see the forest for the trees. And so just, you know, Joshua James at the end of every kind of session that we'll do, you know, he'll bounce the file and just have some nonsense name for like a song that we're doing and stuff like that, referencing some of the lyrics, and it was Forest Eyes, which was what he references that song. So that's kind of where it came from. And I joked about it for a while. And I think it had a Z on it. And I was like, dude, I'm not gonna do the Z. And then I think his wife was like, don't do the Z. And he wanted me to, but I was like, no, let's just have the S, you know? Just eyes the way it would normally be spelled. We're not a rap band, you know? We're not hip hop or something.
seven seas. And all that I could say is I wish you were here with me. Oh, I'm waiting, Lord, I'm waiting for a sign. And I travel north and south, further east and west, and all the beauty that I'd seen won't compare to the one that you possess. Oh, I'm waiting, Lord, I'm waiting for a sign. And oh, I miss you. And all this time, you were always on my mind. Miles turn into days, and days turn into months. And despite what people say, the best is yet to come. Oh, I'm waiting, Lord, I'm waiting for a sign. And I swore that I was right, but maybe I've been wrong. While writing down these words, praying you could just be strong. Oh, I'm waiting, Lord, I'm waiting for a sign. And oh, I miss you. And all this time, you were always on my mind. You believe what you wanted. 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 I've been around the world, across the seven seas, and all that I could say is I wish you were here with me.